What's up, Pro Wrestling World? It's your boy JB coming to you with my match results and review of WWE's Bad Blood. So right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and take claim. My match predictions were 5 for 5. I got all 5 outcomes right. Now it was one match where another person won, but it was by DQ, but the right person retained that I said would retain. So yeah, no. I went 5 for 5. But thanks guys for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. I'm gonna try to be brief, but I got to give y'all the deets, okay? So let's start off with the first match of the night, which was a mistake. The trilogy match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre should not have led off the show. It's called Bad Blood. It was the only real stipulation match because I don't count the live match with the shark, that weird thing. This match should have main evented the show. Okay. Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood, main event the damn show. Triple H. Drew and CM Punk. Banger. Banger. Lived up to the match, lived up to the hype, lived up to the violence. So when you go with these wrestling matches, you got to set your expectation. WWE has to put constraints on how much violence they could do. So you're not gonna look at this match to be a Swerve versus Hangman, okay? But he delivered with the tools, with the crazy spots. I think CM Punk bled first. Then Punk busted Drew open literally with the toolbox. Drew grabbed a bag full of AJ Lee's, CM Punk's wife's beads, threw it on him. That lit Punk up. Drew tried to go for a Claymore. He hit the stairwell, the little stair stage thing in the ring, hurt his back. CM Punk shoved the beast in his mouth, wrapped a chain around his knee, and gave him a go to sleep. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant match, and it should not have opened the show. All-time classic Hell in a Cell. Most Hell in a Cells deliver, and that match delivered. What's moving forward for CM Punk? I think CM Punk should challenge Gunther. Well, we're going to get into this later, but apparently it won't be Crown Jewel. It won't be Crown Jewel with CM Punk. So CM Punk's probably going to have to challenge Gunther at Survivor Series. Or a Saturday night main event in December. Or Day 1 Raw next year. I don't know. But we're going to get into the Crown Jewel announcement that Triple H had. But overall, I thought this match was great. And with that match being great, I had predicted that CM Punk would win the match, by the way. I forgot to say that. But yes, CM Punk won the match. And like I said, he should be challenging Gunther in the near future. Like very near future. The next match on the card was Nia defending her championship against Bayley, a rematch from SummerSlam. This was a good match. Couple of botches. I don't want to see Bayley and Nia wrestle again. I just don't want to see it. I said it should be a hellified tease. I did predict that Nia would win the match, and she did. She won by distraction. She did a very good Samoan drop off of the second rope, and then she did an annihilator, put Bayley down. 1, 2, 3. I predicted she would retain, and she retained. But I don't want to see it again. Tiffany kind of ran out there. She did help Nia, and she kind of teased that she was going to cash in a little bit, but then Nia took it the wrong way. Then they went backstage and was like, you better cash in on Liv and leave me alone. So she's steady humiliating Tiffany. She's steady emotionally abusing Tiffany. So it's going to make Tiffany cash in that much sweeter, right? Because she's going to cash in on Nia. But I'm so happy the trigger was not pulled on Nia Jax's title reign. She had really good ring gear, by the way. Because I think Nia's doing a great job. Bayley's a born-ass champion. I don't want to see any more horsewomen. Horsewomen in 2024, 2025, and beyond do not need to be a champion. unless Sasha Banks come back. No more Charlottes, no more Baileys, no more Beckys, man. So what's next for Nia? I think Nia should probably start a feud with Naomi. I think that'll be a nice little feud. And then after that, I mean, you got the tag team champions, baby. I mean, because they need to start building up some competitors on SmackDown. What's next for Bayley? Bayley, I don't know, Bayley. There's really not enough heels on SmackDown, on Women's SmackDown, other than Nia, and I guess Tiffany's turning into a babyface. So there's not a lot of heels on SmackDown. So they're struggling with top heels on SmackDown for the women. So does Bayley take a little break, come back for the Royal Rumble, or she feud with Chelsea Green? Hell, I don't know, but they're gonna have to find something for Bayley to do. Next match on the card was the Judgment Day's Finn Balor. I was about to say Damian Priest. The Judgment Day's Finn Balor versus Damian Priest of the Terror Twins. I predicted that Damian Priest would win, and that's exactly what happened. He hit him. He won it. Why did I predict that Damian Priest would win? Because Triple H using this boring, long drawn out, fight from behind formula that I was ranting about in my match prediction video. Finn Balor's been kicking this man's ass for weeks, and then, yes, he's going to win at the PLE. The person that gets their ass kicked leading up to the PLE wins at the PLE. It just should have mixed it up some, but I was not impressed with this match. And then, obviously, Judgment Day comes out and tries to help Damian Priest, or try to help Finn Balor lose, and then Finn Balor does these coup de grace and gets no-sold a couple of times. And then Damian Priest beats everybody's ass, does one South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3. We got to get to the point in WWE and AEW where finishers got to mean something or make it balanced. You're insulting our intelligence. There's some intelligent wrestling fans that know what's going on. Finn Balor does 3 finishers, and I think almost 3 finishers, and then Damian Priest kicks out. Damian Priest does 1 finisher, I think. I think it was 1 finisher. And that's it. He wins. Make finishers mean something, man. Or balance it out. Finn Balor deserved to kick out of 1 South of Heaven. I know he kicked out of the Razor's Edge, but Damian Priest rarely pins people with that move. He pins people with the South of Heaven. And Finn Balor deserved to have 1 false finish there. That made 0 sense to me. And this new Judgment Day is just looking so weak. You mean to tell me 2 guys distracting the referee can't help Finn Balor win a match? So with all the distractions, that doesn't help Finn Balor. He does his freaking finishing move a couple of times. That doesn't help. The commentator said he was working, Finn Balor's working on his abdomen. He's working on Damian Priest's abdomen. He's weakening Damian Priest. And then Damian Priest does 1 South of Heaven and win the match. Make it make sense. All of this help, and he can't win a match. Finn Balor can't win a match with all this damn help. That was just, like I told y'all, I knew Damian Priest was going to win because the last couple of weeks leading up to the show, Finn Balor was getting the best of him. This same predictable booking that I've been watching since I was a teenager, and I don't want to tell y'all how old I am. Change the shit up. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You are the chief creative content officer. Stop insulting our intelligence. I've been watching this shit since the 90s, man. This is almost 30 years now. Same dumbass formula. Mix it up a little bit. Have us wondering. Make it unpredictable. Okay? That's all we're asking. We're not dumb. This is 2024. We're not idiots. What's next for Finn Balor? Defend your damn tag title with JD McNuggets. 1 title defense. Drop the belt and maybe you go off to singles competitors. I don't know. Damian Priest. I think Drew McIntyre's going to take a break. So he needs like a top heel to feud with. Maybe he asked Gunther for a rematch. I mean, he never got his rematch from SummerSlam. Ask Gunther for a damn rematch. But I'm thinking the Finn Balor Damien Priest is probably going to be like a 2 or 3 match feud. Next match on the card is Liv Morgan defending her championship against Rhea Bloody Ripley. I thought both of them had really good ring gear. I'll never get tired of saying Rhea and Leah. Rhea and Leah. Leah and Rhea. Rhea, I can't get the Liv and Rhea. Oh my gosh. I predicted Liv would retain, and she did. Now, she didn't get the 1, 2, 3 pin, but I did predict Liv would retain with a little bit of help from Raquel Rodriguez. This match was a TV level match in a PLE. It was not good. The whole Dominic stipulation, I was just not wowed by it. Like, now Liv and Rhea put on a decent match, but it wasn't a PLE level match. So let me just fast forward to the end because this match was not great. So Rhea, Dom, damn near falls out of the cage. He's hanging on by some chain. Rhea takes her, says, I want to go handle some business. Tells the ref, I want to go handle some business. She takes a kendo stick and goes out there and beats him like a piñata, which I thought probably was pretty cool. So as Rhea is beating this man with a piñata, like a piñata with the kendo stick, Raquel Rodriguez comes back. Raquel comes back there and knocks the shit out of Rhea Ripley. And right then and there, you ring the bell. And not only do you ring the bell, referee, you ring it a lot. So it reminds Raquel that this match is over. And Raquel has been away for a while, guys. I'm not finna sit up here like the rest of the IWC and beat her up. It was a botch. And it was a very, 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 very bad spot. A very, 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 very bad botch. And that's all I'm going to say, okay? But the referees didn't do her no favor. And Liv should have, she was kind of knocked out, but I don't know. She could have whispered something to her. I don't know. Or Rhea should have, I don't know, man. They both were knocked out. Raquel got some accountability in all this. But I think what would have helped Raquel Rodriguez is the referee would have ring the bell as soon as Raquel attacked Rhea and just continuously ring the bell. So the botch was Raquel pulled Liv on top of Rhea for the referee to count 1, 2, 3. And she realized she made the mistake because she was like, bruh. So, and then I really like Raquel, but she got zero pop. Zero pop. I think because of the botch and because they didn't really give any teases that Raquel was coming back. I mean, it was like one tease, but I don't think it was enough. And everybody kind of knew, but I guess everybody kind of knew, but she just didn't get a loud pop. I mean, she got zero pop. I mean, she got no heat at all. Like, there wasn't any booing at all. Like, when a heel comes back and costs somebody a match, it's supposed to be Dom level boos. Like, boo. There was just this. Oh, Raquel Rodriguez. Okay. Cool. I hate that for her, man. Like I said, I think she definitely got some accountability in the botch. But I think the bell should have rung immediately, and it should have rang a lot. And I think Raquel forgot that this was just a technical match. It was like no stipulations. So if you interfere and hit Rhea, it's going to end the match. And I saw the dirt sheets that said the match was supposed to end some kind of way. But let me say something real quick. Triple H protects the hell out of Rhea Ripley, protects the hell out of Bianca Belair. You're not going to see them get pinned once a year. And I felt like that was a time it would have been cool if Rhea could have pinned Liv. I mean, Liv could have pinned Rhea. You know, even with disqualification, even with the interference, like, Liv deserved a pin there. I know she pinned her at SummerSlam, and and ended her like almost 100 days without being pinned. But just let Liv pin. Like, I don't know, man. So my greatest fear happened here is this feud is going to continue. I guess Raquel's the new element, and maybe Rhea has to go through Raquel to get back to Liv, but the feud continues. We're gonna get more Liv, more Rhea, more Raquel. I just don't think that's fair to the other women that you could be building up as far as baby faces like a Lyra Valkyria, like a Io Sky, like a Kairi Sane. What does that do for the Pure Fusion Collective? Nothing. Liv have other baby faces she can fight, but Triple H continued this feud because of his failure to round out the Raw Women's Division. That's why he had to continue this feud. Because who else is Rhea finna feud with other than a Raquel or other than a Liv? You're not finna feud with Pure Foolish Collective. They're not even worthy of Rhea's time. So you got to continue this feud, unfortunately. So that's what's next between these two. They're going to feud probably all the way to the end of the damn year. And they better put some wrinkles in the storyline because it's getting boring as hell. Triple H, if you don't know by now, you can't continue to have these two women carry the division. Round out the rest of the roster, man. What are we doing? Round out the rest of the damn roster. I don't think the way Triple H has the women's division set up on Raw and SmackDown, I don't think it can last the WrestleMania draft. You don't have enough heels on Raw. You don't have enough heels on SmackDown. You just got a bunch of baby faces on both brands. Both of your champions are heels, but their storylines aren't interacting with the rest of the roster. You got to put more women up at the top of the card. You could put 2 or 3 more women up at the top of the card to rotate the stuff, man. Little old me who's just a casual fan should not be coming up with this when you got guys getting paid millions of dollars to do this. You got creatives. You got people who just do this job to create storylines and to round out the roster. But for whatever reason, Triple H can't figure it out. And you had, almost 2 years that you've been taking over? Like, come on, man. I think AEW has the best women's roster in the world, but WWE is like right there. It's not that much difference. You got one of the best rosters in the world, and you can't figure it out. That makes no sense to me. So we got to deal with this feud that's about to be boring if you don't spice it up for another couple of months. So let's talk about the main event, where I predicted that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes would defeat Solo and Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline, and that's what happened. I said either Cody or Roman was going to pin Solo. Jacob's not taking no pin, and Roman pinned Solo. I felt it was a little bit more Roman than Cody. But Roman and Cody won. It was a great match. It saved this PLE because this was a very C- PLE. Great opening match with CM Punk, all-time classic Hell in a Cell. Then there was 3 just meh matches in between. The worst of all was the Damien Priest versus Finn Balor. The women's matches were okay. It's just the endings were predictable and played out. And they weren't like banger matches for the women. They were just matches. The 3 matches in between the opening match and this main event felt like a Raw, like a classic Raw TV match. Nothing wowed me at all. Y'all can call me harsh, but I know what my eyes saw. I've been watching wrestling for almost over 20 years. I know what a good show is, guys. And that was not a good show. But thankfully, the main event saved it. This main event saved the match, but I want to describe a little details. Solo and Jacob came out first. And then I get, because Cody's in his hometown, they want to do like a special entrance, even though this is not WrestleMania. I get it. It's Bad Blood. Cody's back in Atlanta, doing a PLE. So I think the Arkansas Pine Bluff HBCU came out and they was going to do the Cody Rhodes entrance, which I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is, why is Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa sitting in the ring? Like, that was the most awkward special interest themes I've seen in all of my years of watching wrestling. That was just the weirdest, most awkward spectacle. Either you get Jacob Fatu and Solo out of the ring so everybody can just focus on the band, and then have Cody Rhodes come out. That was just horrible. Jacob Fatu and Solo just sitting there mean mugging this band, trying to play Cody Rhodes' entrance music. That was just ridiculous. Creative. I don't know if that was botched, like maybe Solo and Jacob didn't have time to get out of the ring, but no, that was horrible. And then, in the middle of them still playing, Cody Rhodes' music drops. And then it's like the band is still trying to play over Cody Rhodes' music. Just have Cody walk out to the band. Don't play his music on top of it. It was just weird. That was weird. And I'm not a musical expert, but Arizona Pine Bluff, you get an opportunity like that, you got to deliver. Y'all, that was some botches in y'all's band because it sounded off key. I know how my ears sound, and it did not sound great. There was a couple of moments where I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Y'all didn't perform great at all. You gotta take advantage of them opportunities because you only get them so few, and you gotta kill it so you can get the opportunity to do it again. Y'all gotta get back to the drawing board. Again, Cody and Solo Jacob and Solo should not have been in the ring when all that was going on. Or you just have Cody Rhodes come out first. But guess who entrance wasn't messed up with his orchestra down the little walkway was Roman Reigns. And the way they had the camera pan to him and he put the one up in the sky. Now that was flawlessly executed. And it made Cody Rhodes look super small because Roman got all of this aura. He got this great entrance. Cody entrance is botched. And Roman just comes out there. Roman looks in incredible shape. He looks leaner, but he looks naked without a belt. We got to get a belt on Roman, man. We got to put a belt on Roman. But overall, great tag match. I don't want to get into all the details, but Jacob Fatu and Roman did have a little spot there where they wrestled each other, so I thought that was cool. But as we got towards the end, the rest of the bloodline came out to distract. And there's a guy that showed up in a hoodie and a bandana around his face. Big Jimmy Uso has returned. Jimmy Uso, man, it's so good. And Jimmy looked good. Jimmy and Roman look like they've been in the gym shedding some weight down. Like Jimmy was kind of like Jimmy back in Jimmy shape. Roman looked damn good too. Like they look good. It was a great moment between them. So Jimmy super kicked the Tongans out the ring. He distracted Solo. Solo turned around, took a spear from Roman. 1, 2, 3 pin. I predicted that would happen. But back to my rant about finishers. Solo did a damn good finisher on Roman, and Roman kicked out. Now it was like a 2.9999, but finishers got to mean stuff. So Roman does one spear. Now he did a couple of super punches throughout the match, so maybe that softened up Solo, but Roman did one spear, won the match. Then there was a moment where Roman was looking like, Jay, out of all this shit I've put you through these last 4 years, you helped me, bro? And it was a great embrace between those two. And so they embrace. So Roman now has an ally to challenge the bloodline to get his you follow back from Solo. They acknowledge Cody Rhodes saying, hey, man, I told you I wasn't going to do you wrong. So they walk out the ring. So as they're walking out the ring, the new bloodline beats up Cody Rhodes. Jimmy Uso convinces Roman that, hey, man, we owe him one. We got to help him. So they helped him. Made quick work of the new bloodline. They ran with their tail between their legs, and then Roman picks up the World Heavyweight, the Universal Undisputed Championship. looked at it for a minute, gave it to Cody. Cody raised it up. If you smile, Rocky is back, man. The Rock has come back to Atlanta. The final boss has engaged. I love it. The Rock saved his pay-per-view, man, or PLE, Premium Live Event. But I felt Rocky came back a little too soon, but I think you had to bring back The Rock because of how the night played out. I think The Rock was there on standby. I'll make a comeback. I'll save it. The Rock came back, man, and like, what the hell am I looking at since WrestleMania? I aligned myself with Roman Reigns. I made Cody Rhodes a mortal enemy. Now my cousin is sitting there in the ring, yucking it up with Cody Rhodes. The Rock gave the 1, 2, 3, and then the and walked out. And he did like a little Instagram promo as he was going out of the ring, out to his truck. Talking about there's been a lot of bullshit happening over the last 6 months. And Rocky got legitimate beef. There's not a lot of people happy with this alliance of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, who have been mortal enemies for 2 years. The Rock ain't happy. Kevin Owens ain't happy. And Randy Orton probably feeling some type of way, even though he hasn't expressed it yet. So I thought it was a great match. The great return of Jimmy, for that to get upstaged by The Rock. Let me tell you how great The Rock is. Rock came back, babyface, turned heel because of the Cody Rhodes stuff with WrestleMania. Was a vicious heel, a very insulting heel. Took a break after WrestleMania as a heel, and came back to one of the most modern day generational pops that you can think of as a heel. How many people get excited like that over a heel? Normally you get shattered with boos. It was Rocky, Rocky, ah! Generational pop for The Rock as the final boss. Now we don't know what The Rock finna do, that he's back. I'm assuming he's finna beat the shit out of Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso and go after Cody Rhodes. He's finna turn on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns got some explaining to do to the final boss. Got some explaining to do. So let's remember there was only 5 matches on the card, and Triple H had to fill in a lot. I mean, there was a segment where Jay, Bianca, and Trinity, oh Lord, I forgot about a good name, Naomi, had a couple of segments in like a press box where they were partying. They was hosting it, but that didn't mean nothing. You could have just had another match. Five matches at a PLE is absolutely ridiculous. So Triple H had to fill time. So he made this historic rant incoming. Okay? Rant incoming. The word GOAT, the word aura, the word legendary, the word historic in the IWC, in wrestling, is getting overused. This attendance stuff, historic. What was historic about Bad Blood last night, guys? I was not impressed with Bad Blood. And I know I got one more match to review, but Bad Blood was a B tier show. And I was at a C minus until some things happened in the show. But there was a segment where Triple H announced that during Crown Jewel, no world titles are on the line. That's 4 title defenses that are gone. Why? Because the SmackDown champion men, the men's SmackDown champion and the Raw men's SmackDown champion are going to wrestle. The women's champion of Raw and the women's champion of SmackDown are going to wrestle for a Saudi Arabia belt. No title. So you took 4 title defenses out of the PLE. to battle for a Saudi Arabia championship. Before I go in on that, I don't want to overreact, but I don't think that's a great idea. So yeah, you're gonna get a banger match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther if they continue to hold the belt, which everybody anticipates that they do. Nia versus Liv that we saw earlier this year, where Liv pinned Nia. She got a pinfall victory over Nia. When Nia was on Raw before WrestleMania. I don't anticipate Nia and Liv losing anytime soon. And then if Rhea wins the belt, we already seen Rhea versus Nia at Elimination Chamber in Australia. That was a weird move to do, to not have any of your champions defend their belt at a pretty large. I mean, Crown Jewel is a pretty large international PLE, and some weird Saudi Arabia belt. I mean, the belt looks nice, but what are we doing there? So we're gonna have these champions fight each other, and nothing's on the line but a damn Saudi Arabia belt. So in all of that, Gunther comes out there talking shit to the Atlanta crowd. He talks shit to Goldberg, brings his son involved. That ticked off Goldberg. Goldberg damn near got in the ring, but they had security break it up. Which Sami Zayn came out and attacked Gunther from behind. That felt like a Raw segment. That did not feel like a PLE segment. That was a very Raw-ish segment. A very horrible segment. From the announcement of the Saudi Arabia belt that no world championships on the line in Saudi Arabia in 4 weeks. And Gunther getting attacked by Sami Zayn from behind like it's a Monday Night Raw. That made zero sense. I don't really like this belt idea. Maybe it'll grow on me, but I don't think it will. This whole Saudi belt idea. You could have just had Sami Gunther versus Gunther at the PLE Triple H. You only had 5 matches. That segment. I was not feeling that segment. Cut. Obviously, The Rock is coming back to set up Survivor Series. That's going to be, I think, in Canada this year. But what I would say about the Bloodline story that's going to save this company again, you can go so many ways. Rock, Roman. Rock, Cody. Cody, Roman. Roman, Solo. Roman, Jacob. Does The Rock align himself with the new Bloodline? He's going to eventually have to, right? So it's so much you can do with that. That's why it's probably going to usurp the Bloodline. If it hasn't already, it's probably going to usurp the greatest storyline and the greatest faction in sports. Because I always regarded, as a kid growing up, I always regarded the NWO as the greatest storyline and the greatest faction in all of pro wrestling. Because of the longevity of it, because of the impact of it, because how so many people tried to replicate that storyline and that faction. And then the Wolfpack, I thought the NWO was far and away going to be the greatest ever, but the Bloodline is right there. And if it hasn't usurped it. I mean, I know the Shield was great. I know Evolution was great. Bloodline next level. This new wrinkles in these Bloodline returns are going to shape the company again. It's going to save the company because now SmackDown and Raw, because The Rock can appear on both shows. So SmackDown and Raw is going to be must see for a while now. Because what is The Rock going to do? Is he going to align with the new Bloodline? Where does Roman go? Because he still has beef with Solo. Now, is The Rock going to turn on Roman? It's so much there, man. So that's great. Overall, I rate this show. I almost was going to lower it because on Twitter, I said it's a 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to stay at 7.5 out of 10 because The Rock return, Jimmy return, the great match, the opening match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But this is not a great PLE. For all the hype that was built up for it, several botches, several weird endings in between the opening match and the main event. And I think 7.5 is high. But that's what The Rock does. That's what Jimmy Return does. That's what CM Punk and Drew Classic does. It pulled it up to a 7.5 for me. It probably should be more like a 6 out of 10. But I'm going to give it a 7.5. I had it at a 7. I had it like a 6.8. And then The Rock returned and just shot it up because of the aftermath that can happen, right? Cody Rhodes got attacked by Kevin Owens that was off camera by Cody Rhodes' tour bus. So it was only fan recordings. So you got to check that out online. So that's going to be a new wrinkle too. I thought it was a little creative. At first when I saw it, I was like, why the hell didn't this heel turn happen on TV? So I think, they're trying to get creative with that. And I think Dave Meltzer on Twitter was like, that's an old angle that Dusty Rhodes did back in his day, where somebody turned heel on him off camera. So I wasn't upset with that, but what I am upset with is the hype of this show, and it didn't fully deliver. Like I said, 7.5 out of 10. I don't like the crown jewel announcement that you're going to have 4 world champions not even defending their belt there. I wasn't really feeling the Goldberg segment. I didn't like the Liv Rhea ending. I didn't care too much for the Nia Bayley match or the ending. I did not care at all for the Damien Priest Finn Balor match, which was hard to explain that. But the Rocky return, you can go so many different ways with that now. You can go so many different ways, as I explained a little earlier. I think Drew McIntyre should probably take a break, come back next year. Dude had a hell of a run this year. He really has nobody to feud with on Raw. And you would probably need to bring him to SmackDown at some point. CM Punk at some point needs to challenge Gunther, but he can't challenge him at Crown Jewel apparently. So my next content video, guys, is probably going to be the preview of AEW's Wrestle Dream, and I'm also going to do a video on Jade Cargill's first year in WWE. So if you guys appreciated the content, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your opinions. Let me know how you feel about the match or in the PLE. I know I was very harsh on it, so it'd be interesting to know how y'all feel. But be on the lookout for those 2 videos. And until then, Pro Wrestling World, peace out.